Starship Frontier, this is United Colony Security. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. No contraband detected. You are cleared for landing.
Let me guess. Protocol Indigo again?
Your memory is uncanny.
And he's your new captain. My crew can take a look at your ship, and you can stop by the Trade Authority kiosk if you need to offload some cargo. The Trade Authority runs a vending kiosk next to my booth. It's just off to the side, near the ramp. Besides that, Jemison Mercantile is your closest shop if you're looking for a bit of everything. That's further in, past the security checkpoint. Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
I can assure you this unprovoked attack on a United...
See that scientist out in front of
Scanned as
mass?
you enter the
Staring at trees. Sounds upset. Whatever it is, it can't be that bad, right?
You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exact what? Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
No bounty.
This is New Atlantis Transit, or the NAT. It provides free transportation throughout the city. We can take it directly to the Mast District.
Welcome to Chunks. Please. Thanks for choosing Chunks. Which chunks would you like? All I am legally allowed to say.
All of our signature dishes are unique to the roost. There is simply no parallel to the food you will find here. One taste, and I'm sure the Dawn's Roost represents the highest quality, from the ingredients to the decor. No, anyone who has sampled our offerings will assure you it is right away. Enjoy the rest of your day.
If the bartender has a mystery drink for you to try, don't.
Private sector. No, that's where the real money's at.
That's it. I'm not going to show up to work for a week. Then, boss will see how much he needs me. Raise.
That sounds great. As you can see, traffic is
Hello and
good.
welcome to Terra Brew.
The
How may I
sales
serve?
keep climbing.
Thanks for choosing Terra Brew. What can I... Certainly. Please take your time.
Yes. And the sales in the fest didn't dip at all when the second star opened.
Impressive.
Times
Jump on
change.
over to Neon and apply in person at Ryujin Industries, the fastest rising corporation in all the
Look at it. It took years to get it looking just like this.
Your fragile body was not designed to take impacts like that.
Gorgeous weather today, huh?
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this. Yes, concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance? Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception, isn't it? Well, thank you. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me...
Collective and the UC are still fighting the colony war. We just need to convince her that President Abayo isn't the same as her predecessors, and that an adversarial UC is a thing of the past.
Does Radcliffe even need to be involved?
President Abayo.
That impressive building is MAST, the military, administrative, and scientific triumvirate. It stands as a symbol of the United Colonies. The water is quite aesthetically pleasing, or so Barrett has told me. New Atlantis relies on advanced hydroelectrics for most of its power.
Bartender at the viewport would stop complaining to security. I don't know what you lost, but you won't get it back by annoying us.
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me? Okay, well, if I see any of those, I'll tell you. And you can tell me if you find any eggs. Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Job?
It's me.
I'm pleased to report that our stocks are currently being maintained at 90% or higher. I'm sure. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that I have been told it'll be up and... Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that Who, Jordan? Why? What is it? I'm wondering why you'd come looking for it. Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Pleasure doing business with you. I hope we have what you need. I hope we have... Right. Come back if you need something else.
Hey.
Nose clean. Last thing I want.
We may be in a United Colonies city, but Constellation is an entirely neutral entity, and always has been.
I appreciate your assistance, but I still need all of those sensors. I don't mean to be pushy, but I really do need those sensors.
So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it? There it is. Leaf. Now, let's see. This is... well, it's... oh my. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to MAST immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once. Yes, it does feel good to be right, particularly when others have attempted to convince... The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of... In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate.
The data from the biosensors speaks for itself.
About that missing ship? I think it was pirates.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Excuse me. Hi, how are you?
Hey there. Always nice to see a new face. First time in New Atlantis? Oh yeah? And yet here we are, only just meeting for the first time. Tell you what, as a hometown boy, I'll give you one on the house. Let me know if there's anything I can get you. Yep. Spaceport traffic keeps me pretty busy. I've got something in the works that'll change everything. You would love it, I guarantee. Only, I can't make you one right. I made a deal with a hauler to bring me some small samples of an ingredient I think will make, but it never showed up. Turns out the guy I hired was also hired by a few other folks. The kind of folks who security got wind, and the whole lot was impounded. Now they're just sitting on it, taking their sweet time like they always do. It's killing. I submitted all the paperwork, believe me. And really, I'm not even certain this is what I need to finish the recipe. I think it is. I really do. It's gonna keep me awake nights if I don't try. Before we say anything else, I am in no way asking you to do anything that might violate any of the men. This is just one friend talking to another friend, asking if maybe that friend could possibly find a way to get... And if, hypothetically, that were done in a less than 100% legal way, you, What? Come on, no. I'm already uncomfortable with this whole thing. Seriously, can you help? God, you have... I'm obviously not expecting you or anyone to go in guns blazing and taking hostages or something. I just figure there has to be a way to get what I need. Yeah, this is hardly a life or death situation. Some light breaking and entering and... Bit of a slow news. Ah, well, speaking of news, some folks are convinced David Barron... Ridiculous, if you ask me. Sure, they ran a couple of stories about Aquila City that weren't totally critical, but come on. Have you ever been? Anyway, that's the sort of high-stakes stuff people talk up while waiting on a flight. So glad you asked, aren't you? Lucky for you, that is lit... I'm obviously not expecting you or anyone. Like I said, I submit. I don't expect a... I went and talked to a new Atlanta security. I know a few things, but not much. The cargo is being held down at the spaceport, not in the security office. Still, they use the same access cards. How or why you would have a UC security access card is none of my business, of course. I'm sure. Beyond that, the ship decks over there might also be able to get in. I don't know any of them, or I'd be talking to them instead of you. No. I'm not worried. Wait, are you saying I should be worried? No, of course not. It'll be fine. Totally fine. Stop by anytime you'd like to catch up.
door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave you. I have messaged the other members of Constellation. They will be waiting for us inside. Captain, everyone will be in the library.
We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? I see.
All statements made have been...
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that...
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here...
But that didn't happen. He's here with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what happened when it was extracted. Did anyone see anything? Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Country, if you expect us to believe in fairy tales...
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But gentlemen, can we please focus? Noel, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
That's it. Just like the others.
And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Godfrey?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting, now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this... You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to. In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? You'll need it.
I haven't needed to go up there in a bit.
I'm
Why?
listening.
Well,
So, are you ready to get... We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been let... Felt the same way when I started too. There's an electricity in the air when you... But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about... I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead. You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free? We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a... We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work... We'll need to head to Mast. Check in with the Vanguard recruiting office where my contact works. And listen, whatever you were before, or whatever you do once you're out there, I don't care. So long as you don't bring UC security to our doorstep. Every member of Constellation is their own conscience. Understood? Good. Let's take a little stroll through New Atlantis.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
I left my towel back on the ship.
Sarah. Another space explorer. Hey, you ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, earn some credits? All right. Can't blame me for trying, right? I mean, I still haven't given up on getting...
It's a game we play. He asks, I say no.
Here's what I got for you two. Vanguard volunteer by the name of Moera. Helps patrol the old neighborhood. Sol, Mars, Neptune.
The Sol system? Which admiral did he upset to get that posting?
He's Martian, born and raised. Not like I can get anyone else to care. Word is he's got some fancy metal ornament he's been showing off to the old grounders. Matches that description Sarah gave me. Hey, Vanguards risk their lives every day to keep people safe. So what if he doesn't understand whatever this fancy thing of yours...
Easy there, John. We all have our sore points. Everyone agrees we need to talk to your Vanguard about what he found. Let's leave it at that.
All right, I'll let it slide. No good for the recruiting office to be seen arguing. Sol system is a lot of planets, but a vet like Moera will be checking in at Sidonia on the regular.
You mean hitting the bars, don't you, John?
Hey, nothing wrong with a little refresh between patrols. I'm serious about that recruitment offer, by the way. You just come talk to me when you're ready. UC is a good friend to have.
Down. Really?
I wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis when Tony and I leave.
I've flown across most of the settled systems in all manners of spacecraft, and yet I still get sick on the gnat. I've always liked that statue. It's beautiful, isn't it? I wonder what the artist was trying to represent.
The scan is perfectly safe. Please keep moving.
Security scanners, chemical sniffers. The United Colonies sure isn't taking any chances.
to be scanned for contraband. And we're done. Enjoy Sidonia.
For an entire year, and I'm convinced I'll never get used to the dusty air.
Heat leeches in the engine, leeches on the hull, multiple leeches in the grav drive.
Suppose that would explain the brownouts. So, what's this going to run?
Building Sidonia completely underground was a clever way of keeping the city shielded from the whole landscape.
Used to think I was Vanguard material.
What do you mean there's no work?
Look at this place. I can't imagine being cramped down here, choking on the fumes and the dust. No trees, no grass. It's depressing.
Job may not even exist then. Hey, again. There's nothing I can do.
So we'd struck oil?
It turns out it was just
We get a lot of new faces passing through here. He ain't been around. Went off on patrol. Hasn't been back in since. We're starting to think it might be time to pour one out to the blackest sea. Believe me, I've heard it. After about round 3 or 4, it was all he would talk about. He's got a voice that carries. Look, nothing more I'd love than to help out a fellow Martian. Especially one that's missing. But,
He has a tab, and you don't know if he's coming back.
it's a lot of credits, okay? I let it slide for a long time because he's a regular, but if I'm out all that money, I got problems. What do you say? Come on. Life on Sidonia ain't hard enough. You're gonna guilt trip me? Yeah, I get your point. Maybe. Alright, I give up. Just trying to earn a living here. Last time he was here, Moira kept yelling about the Lady of Love. Singing songs. All that kind of thing.
Venus? That's only one planet. Hardly an entire patrol route.
I got what I got, okay?
Fine. We'll make do.
Hello. Yes?
Ever been to Aquila? Security. 2, 1.
Suppose I have time for a nap before we leave? Hmm? They call the Great Serpent, the devourer of the unbelievers. I'll let you guess what happens if they spot us. No idea. They appear and attack people seemingly at random. House Varun technically has diplomatic ties to the other factions, but the Zealots are outside of their control. Or so they say. No other ship readings in the area. And I doubt they'd be so calm if a Vanguard had flown by recently. No, but I think I see something else that might. There's a UC satellite beacon hovering distressingly close to those Varun ships. If we can get close enough to it, we could download its logs and figure out where our Vanguard was heading to next. Easy. 3 ships to our 1. We cut down to minimal ship power and creep forward. They might not notice us getting closer. But yes, worst case, we fight our way through. from the Sol system out into the beyond and touched your magnificence. That he learned the truth of the shrouding, the coming eternal embrace. That you will reward the promised and cast the accursed into shadow.
Oh, that's not good. Earth and everything around it was abandoned a long time ago, and the old star yards are crawling with spacers and other scavengers.